As President Obama pushes to bring more Syrian refugees into the U.S., a new report finds a surge in the number of immigrants in recent decades. Based on a Center for Immigration Studies analysis of government data, 1/3 of the nation's states now have immigrant populations of over 15%. And 6 of those states, California, Nevada, Texas, Florida, New York, and New Jersey, have an immigrant population over 25%. Right now, around 61 million legal and illegal immigrants and their children are living in the U.S. As recently as 1970, there were only 13.5 million immigrants and their young children in the country. And one example, California, went from 13% immigrant in 1970 to 37% last year. So, Andrea, I want to ask you, does this study give ammunition to the critics, the immigration critics, to say, hey, you know what, now we need to pull back. We need to restrict green cards. We need to restrict work permits, because the influx of immigrants that has, I think the numbers are surprising to some people, is restricting the ability of Americans living in the U.S. to get good jobs, to get higher paying wages, things like that. Do you think that argument is going to be...
You sound like Donald Trump, Joe. Has he gotten
a few minutes ago, I grabbed the two ladies by the arm.
Yeah, you're really, whoa.
I do think immigration has been thrust into the forefront because of exactly what you mentioned. And I think that voting bloc, the jobs voting bloc, a lot of the construction jobs that have been outsourced to illegal immigrants, that is garnering a lot of the support for someone like a Donald Trump, who's talking about the issue. And I think that you've seen other candidates like Marco Rubio try and wade into those waters and get dinged by the far right. I just think immigration is just so complicated. And the one thing that should be done first and foremost is securing the border. And I am in favor of guest worker programs. I mean, I think there needs to be more of that. And sanctuary cities. It's just such a complex issue. And when you talk about it, like a Donald Trump, you seem to get eviscerated for talking about the truth of the matter, which is we have a lot of illegals living in this country. A lot of jobs have been lost to Americans by illegal immigrants coming in this country. And this administration seems unwilling to do something about it. And we have to do something about it, because not only is it a security issue, as we see in sanctuary cities, but it's an economic issue as well.
Right. And Julie, this study actually doesn't talk just about illegal immigration. It talks about legal immigrants as well. So we're going into a whole nother tier where now
and their children.
And their children.
And look at look at this couch. I mean, daughter of an immigrant. I think
I was born in Cuba.
You were an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. I can't speak to the two of you.
I was born in Michigan.
Well, welcome to New York. The Smiths probably came here in the Mayflower 700 years ago. But you know, and if you look, and then you look at this presidential field. Donald Trump, the son of an immigrant. Barack Obama, the son of an immigrant. Marco Rubio, the son of an immigrant. Ted Cruz, the son of an immigrant. Actually, an immigrant himself. I'm not going to get into whether he's legally entitled to run, but was born in a different country and came here. And so consistently, you have this country. That's what makes it great. And again, maybe I'm being a little biased because I'm an immigrant myself, but whether it's reflective of this couch, reflective of the leaders of this country, I mean, that's the beauty of this country. It always has been.
The difference, though, Judge, and maybe you could back this up, is that was happening at a time where states, assimilation was easier. They were able to integrate these, our parents, our grandparents, into the schools and into the systems easier. Now, with a record number of people coming into this country, there is a big question about how to handle this. As a mother of young children, I'm worried about the school system.
Well, that's
I mean,
well, no, it's great to have it more open. As a libertarian, I probably have the views of the most open borders of everyone on this couch. However, you can't have open borders in this insane welfare state that we have now. It's not.
And let me just say quickly about the school, as somebody who came here as a student and had to integrate. I mean, you just come here and you integrate. You don't, I didn't try to bring my values or force them on anybody. I came here. I was said you have to speak English, so I learned English. There was no choice given to me. And I became an American, and that goes for the vast majority. That was in 1980. It wasn't so long ago. The vast majority of Americans, I think, are like that.
It's so sweet that you think 1980 wasn't so long ago.
It wasn't so long ago. It's 35 years. Well, hey, you know what? I'm still pretending I'm 25, so it's not too long ago.
And it's not 1980 anymore, sadly. Oh. All right, well, the UConn women's basketball team celebrating another victory last night, more than 70 in a row, putting them closer to a 4th straight national championship title. But now their coach is defending them after a columnist complained their perfection is killing the game. So what's so bad about being awesome? Or could this have something to do with gender?
touch this.